Today's reading is Tord from the Sexypedia Wiki. Notice: the article Tord is about a character played by or based on a real person. This article is referring exclusively to the fictional character and is in no way about the real-world person portraying them. Warning: the creator of the source material is known to be controversial. The fact that this character is present on the wiki does not mean that any member of the staff, the creator of this wiki page, nor any editors or the creator of this video condone their creator's actions. This also applies to any company or creative associated with the character, as well as any prominent fan who contributed to the fan discussed on this page. Reason: Jamie Spicer Lewis, his voice actor in Ed's World Legacy, was accused of grooming Rachel Kiki when they were underage. Spoilers ahead. This article contains major spoilers about this sexy person and or their source material. Please proceed with caution. Tord is, or was, the main antagonist of Ed's World. Tord is infamous for being the most popular character from Ed's World, which included dozens of fangirls. When the real-life Tord left the show, as well as his animated counterpart, most of the fanbase would be asking about his whereabouts and his popularity never waned. The character Tord would finally return after 8 years of his absence in The End, where this was when it was hard to avoid the guy online, and when his sexyman status was fully realized, especially with the direction his character was taken. Before this is argued, Tom Ridgewell has stated that the characters and voice actors have well since become separate entities for a while now, so having Tord be on the wiki wouldn't be breaking Rule 9, nor will this page be about the real-life Tord. His class is Tiamat, his aliases include Red Leader, Sunshine Lollipops by Tom, Todd by Matt, and Kami by Tom, and his source is Ed's World. Basic information: in the original years, 2004 to 2008, Tord served as one of the main protagonists before he left in 25 Feet Under the Seat. He returned as a villain in 2016. The character is inspired by a real-world friend of the show's creator, Ed Gold. Tord is Norwegian but lives in the UK alongside his fictional housemates, Ed, Tom, and Matt. He's often depicted wearing red, which led to people theorizing him being the Red Leader. He is also the former friend, not Tom, now archenemy of Ed, Tom, and Matt. Prior to leaving the show, Tord was presented as a main character and friend to his housemates, although he was known for his bad temper and violent tendencies. Tord was written out of Ed's World in 2008, his last appearance happening in the cold opening of 25 Feet Under the Seat, but he returned for the season finale as a villain. Tord and Tom were generally depicted as bitter rivals, which reached its peak in the end. Archetypes: Chaos Lord. Originally, he was just a trigger-happy nutcase who was the most open to violence of the group. The humor of Ed's World also ties into him being this, especially his pre-the end self. Criminal. We see that he is on a wanted poster wearing the Red Army uniform, like Paul and Patrick, which more or less gave him lenience to the idea that he is the Red Leader. Controversial. It's hard to talk about Tord without bringing up how in real life Tord left the show, with the fans constantly asking about him and his whereabouts. To a lesser extent, some fans also weren't fond of Tord being villainized in the end, as well as Tom Scott mentioning that Tord was a metaphor for the cancer Ed was battling at the time, though he never regrets that statement. Then there's how his voice actor in the end, Jamie Spicer Lewis, turned out to be a not-so-great person, and let's leave it at that. Demonic. His design in the end makes his hair spikes more prominent, giving him the appearance of having demonic horns, and his red color scheme gives him a rather demonic look. Distinctive laugh. Most notably in the end, where Tord tends to chuckle a lot. Distinctive voice/European. Notably he was voiced by Tord Larson, who was Norwegian, but in the end he was voiced by Jamie Spicer Lewis, who made him sound more Russian. Dominating. Tord's penchant for violence, how he's able to easily manipulate Ed and Matt as well as being generally calculating, and how it's implied he's the Red Leader. Duality. His pre-the end self and the end self are noticeably different in personality and mannerisms, with the former being more quiet yet quick to violence, while the latter is more talkative and calm, yet turns out to be utterly evil. Fan and splintering. Tord has so many different versions of himself within the fanbase, whether it be the Red Leader, Tory, etc., you're bound to find this. Hot-headed. Always had a nasty and violent temper. While he's noticeably calmed down in the end, we still see shades of it, such as when he punches and nearly beats up Matt for messing with his lab. Intelligent/mad scientist. When he returns in the end, it's shown that Tord is quite the inventor, having built portable retractable sofas, a memory eraser gun, an entire secret lab in his bedroom, and a giant robot. Unkempt/suit guy. In the recent short, Tord's Next Adventure, a sequel to the first Ed's World video uploaded to YouTube for its 20th anniversary, it depicts what Tord was doing between 25 Feet Under the Seat and the end. Tord is struggling to apply to seemingly a job in the tech industry, appearing to be living cheaply and often going to the diner featured in WT Future, noticeably without his iconic red hoodie. For seemingly no reason other than the fact that Tord had returned for the first time in 10 years, fans went insane for the grey shirt Tord, and when he wears the suit at job interviews. John Locked. It's hard to bring up the Edgeworld fanbase without bringing up Tom Tord, although he was shipped with Ed, Matt, Paul, and Patrick as well. Recently, people have been shipping him with the diner lady from WT Future. Knife Murder was noted to have played paintball with real guns, participates in killing the gang's clones, and was perfectly willing to kill his former friends as well, likely planning to kill many more in the end. It doesn't help that he's always been proud of his murders. Marked canon/fan divergence. You have no idea. Fans are torn between making Tord kinder all around and not even a villain, sympathetic and remorseful of his actions, or somehow making him worse than he ever was in canon. Monster features. Shown to have fangs whenever he laughs maniacally. Morally gray/villain protagonist. He was originally this where while despite his violent tendencies, he was still friends with Ed and was more or less an anti-hero. It's even shown that if he hadn't met Ed, he would have become a full communist that almost took over half of Norway until he was arrested. Mysterious. Recently the Edgeworld Beyond team have been hyping up Tord for no particular reason. He got a plushie, U2s, and official trading cards, among other official merchandise. He's mostly shown covered in a mysterious dark shadowy aesthetic, and even his trading card is redacted. This eventually led to the short Tord's next adventure, where he gets a job for Redux Biotechnology, an organization never acknowledged before. Some fans have theorized it could be a prototype of the Red Army. Oncerization. Tord is known to have a lot of AUs within the fandom, the most famous being seeing him as the Red Leader in the future, including the fan comic The Beginning and the Friend. Pale Twink. Something fan art loves to accentuate. Perpetual smiler. Frequently smirking throughout the end. Quotable catchphrases. Hello, old friends. Or anything mentioning his giant robot. Also, I'm in your car, Edward. Robot. Not Tord himself, but it's revealed he stored a giant robot beneath the house so that he can use it to take over the world. Although many fans believe Tord will replace his injured arm with the robotic one he received at the end. Scars. Gained some pretty gnarly wounds after surviving his robot crashing. Theme song.
Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows, everything that's wonderful.
Twisted freak and psychopath went from being just a trigger-happy maniac to a cold, cunning megalomaniac bent on taking over the world. Twist villain. The plot of the end revolves around Tord being this. Undead. Spends most of Zombie Attack 2 as a zombie. Well-dressed/long coat/cape/robe/etc/uniform. His original design had him wear a black long coat. We also see him wear a blue military coat like Paul and Patrick when he sees his wanted poster in the end. Alternative fashion. His OG black long coat design makes some fans call this emo Tord.